Hello! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Shannon, and this is Shannon's Book Nook. And today we're going to be using a TBR jar to pick my July reads. Let's get into it. All right, so in this jar, I have prompts written out on slips of paper, and I'm going to pick a total of 5 slips, and I'm going to match a book to prompts. Now, in this little Ziploc baggie are prompts that I have already completed, so I took them out and I put them in a little bag off to the side. So let's get into it. My first read is going to be read a book from a favorite author. This works perfectly because on my I need to read these books this month stack off to the side, I have The Goal by Elle Kennedy. And this book, I love Elle Kennedy, but this book is the last book that I'm going to be reading for the off campus series. So this is a sports romance. This is book 4. And on the back, the synopsis, it says, "She's good at achieving her goals. College senior Sabrina James has her whole future planned out: graduate from college, kick butt in law school, and land a high paying job at a cutthroat firm. Her path to escaping her shameful past certainly doesn't include a gorgeous hockey player who believes in love at first sight. One night of sizzling heat and surprising tenderness is all she's willing to give John Tucker. But sometimes one night is all it takes for your entire life to change." I cannot wait to read this one, and I'm so glad this prompt came up because I needed to get this on my list this month. Okay, book number 2. Let's see what we get. Oh, it's a white piece of paper. So this this might this is an older pick because okay, so this is an ebook, not KU. Oh my, I need to look. Okay, I finally found one. That was a little bit easier than I thought it was going to be. And so my second book for this TBR jar is going to be Queen and Conqueror by Isabel Olmo. This works out perfect too because this book was actually recommended to me on my 12 books by 12 friends at the beginning of the year. And this is book 1 in the Queen's Red Guard. And the synopsis reads, "How does one conquer a kingdom without spilling blood? You offer your hand in marriage to the king who killed your husband." Already intrigued. Almira was raised by a calculating father who forged her in political cunning. She's prepared for this moment since childhood. Like pieces on a board, she lays out the players one by one. One, King Olton, the brother killer, the spare heir who killed his brother for lust of throne. 2, the perfect seamstress. The people most admire a queen and welcome her with open arms, even with a deadly armada behind her. 3, the Queen's Red Guard. The group of warrior women who have one purpose: to protect the queen at all cost, even from her husband, even from herself. Queen and Conqueror is the first book in an epic feminist fantasy series told from the perspective of the women who rule and shape the future. Men will never be ready for women like us, and it is not our job to ready them. I'm sold. And I actually had this downloaded as a Kindle Unlimited book. However, at the last stuff your Kindle day, I believe that's when I got it. This ebook became free. So I downloaded it for free. And I am very intrigued by what is going on in this synopsis. All right, book number 3. Okay, it's a blue paper. And it says Color Wheel Generator. Okay, I got to pull up a color wheel generator. Okay, I got a little spinner here. So let's see what color we get. Okay, we're going with red. Let's see what I can find. All right, so Queen and Conqueror would have been perfect for that because it's got a red cover. So I had to do some digging because none of the books in my stack next to me are red. And I don't have very many red books on my TBR cart downstairs. So I went into my Kindle and I was trying to see if I have any red books. And you know what? Honeycut by Sierra Simone, which just came out 2 days ago, is a pretty red cover. And so I'm adding that to my TBR for July. That was not on my radar for July, but since I read Salt Kiss last month in June, I think it's perfect. So I really don't want to read too much of the synopsis because this is book two in a series and I don't want to spoil anything. But Salt Kiss is a Tristan and Isolde retelling. And in book one, Salt Kiss, we really focus on Mark and Tristan. And this is a LGBTQIA plus romance book because this book really focuses on the two males in the story. Towards the end, Isolde kind of comes into the story, and her and Tristan have a little thing on the side, and the things get a little crazy after that. So yes, I'm going to be reading um, Honeycut. I forgot the name of the title. Honeycut in July. Cannot wait. All right, here we go with book number 4. Let's get down in the deep bottom. We have book by or features a BIPOC character. Okay. So, a person of biracial, a person of color. I'm trying to think. Let me do some searching and let me see what I can find. Okay, I found one and it works perfectly because it's in my stack that I need to try and get on my TBR this month. So, book number 4 is going to be Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. Now, this is not a BIPOC author, but the main female character, Iris, is a Black woman. So, I'm counting this as a win. And I loved the fine print, and I cannot wait to read the rest of this Dreamland Billionaire series. So, on the back, we have Declan and we have Iris. I'm destined to become the next CEO of my family's media empire. The only problem? My grandfather's inheritance clause. Fulfilling his dying wish of getting married and having an heir seemed impossible until my assistant volunteered for the job. Our marriage was supposed to be the perfect solution to my biggest problem, but the more we act in love for the public, the more unsure I feel about our contract. Caring about Iris was never part of the deal, especially not when breaking her heart is inevitable. An arranged marriage on top of it. Love it. Can't wait. All right, here's our last pool. Let's hope that it's not too mean. Get back in there. Too mean. Too mean. Oh no. Okay, it's another white one. These are the old ones. Okay. Title with the, a, and. Well, that actually is really nice because I'm pretty sure I could find a lot of books that fit this prompt. Give me a second. Okay, I think I jinxed myself because out of the 4 books that I have left in this stack, only one of them has that in it, the a and or and in the title. So I guess I'm going with that one. I'm going to be reading for my last book in July, The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. All right, so I have actually heard a couple people talk about this, and I believe it is a sci fi, which is going to be outside of my comfort zone, number one. And I have not read anything by this author, so I think it's supposed to be like a cozy sci fi. So let's read what it says on the back. When Rosemary Harper joins the crew of the Wayfarer, she isn't expecting much. The Wayfarer, a patched up ship that's seen better days, offers her everything she could possibly want: a small, quiet spot to call home for a while, adventure in a far off corners of the galaxy, and distance from her troubled past. But Rosemary gets more than she bargained for with the Wayfarer. The crew is a mishmash of species and personalities from Sixus, the friendly reptilian pilot, to Kizzy and Jinx, the constantly sparring engineers who keep the ship running. Life on board is chaotic, but more or less peaceful, exactly what Rosemary wants. And then it goes into more, but I don't want to read anymore. This sounds like it's going to be a fun, cute read. I hope I'm not wrong. I do think I've heard that it's a slower read, so I hope I don't struggle with that. All right, so I have some books that I did not get to fit on my TBR list that I really want to try and get to in July. The first one is a book that is on my 24 in 2024. If I don't read the 24 books that are on this list, the ones that I haven't read, they got to go. They're unhauled because some of them have been on my shelves for way too long. So the Long Way to an Angry Plant, to a Small Angry Planet is one of the 24 books. So I really need to get to that, whether I want to decide whether I want to keep it or not. The next one that it did not make it onto my TBR list is Sanctuary by B.B. James. I don't know much about this, but it says a successful debut that twists Big Little Lies with practical magic in a dark mystery of four women, a wicked secret, and an investigation that shakes their Connecticut town to the core. When young Daniel Whitman is killed at a high school party, the community is ripped apart. The death of Sanctuary's star quarterback seems to be a tragic accident, but everyone knows his ex-girlfriend Harper Finn is the daughter of a witch, and she was there when he died. So that sounds really interesting, and I hope I can get to it. So another book that I hope to get to in July is Head Over Heels by Hannah Orenstein. I just love the color of this cover. It is yellow. It's very bright for sunshine and summer. It gives me a very summery vibe. Uh, but again, I don't know much about this book. So let's read what it says on the back. Can she bring home the gold at the gym and with him? The past 7 years have been hard on Avery Abrams. After training her entire life to make the Olympic gymnastics team, a disastrous performance ended her athletic career for good. Her best friend and teammate Jasmine went on to become an Olympic champion, then committed the ultimate betrayal by marrying their coach, Dimitri. Now reeling from a breakup with her football star boyfriend, Avery returns to her Massachusetts hometown where her old acquaintance Ryan, now a coach, asks her to help him train Haley, a promising young a promising young gymnast with Olympic aspirations. Back in the gym for the first time in years, she's surprised not only by Haley's talent, but also by the sparks flying with Ryan. But when a shocking scandal in the gymnastics world breaks, it has shattering consequences for the sports. Avery isn't sure her romance can survive it. I'm loving that this is also a sports romance. I am definitely in my sports romance era. And I cannot wait to read what happens in that book. And before I tell you about the next book, I just want to apologize. I am having some allergies, some sinus issues. So the longer I talk through this video, the more I feel like I can hear how congested and I am. So I apologize if my voice doesn't sound quite normal. But the next book that I want to read is Weather Girl by Rachel Lynn Solomon. I love Rachel Lynn Solomon. I've read one book by her, The X Talk, and I want to read this. And I also have Business or Pleasure that I want to read. But Weather Girl is going on my TBR for July. And it says, a TV meteorologist and a sports reporter. Ooh, another sports thing here. I mean, I know she's not playing or they're not playing, but a sports reporter. A TV meteorologist and a sports reporter scheme to reunite their divorced bosses with unforeseen results in this electrifying romance. I don't even want to read anymore. I don't know about you, but I don't read a lot of the synopsis because I kind of like going in blind. It doesn't matter what genre it is. I like to go in as blind as I can. So I don't want to read any more of that synopsis. All right, so that's it. So here's what is my stack is looking like now. It's definitely gotten a lot bigger. And I also have two ebooks that I still want to read, Conqueror, Queen and Conqueror, and Honey Salt. So this stack is looking a little bit more intimidating now. Well, I am still super excited to read all of these books though. And I really appreciate you sticking around and watching the video for this long. Please like if you liked it and subscribe if you want to. If you want to find me over on Instagram or Goodreads, I have the link down in the description. If you would like to leave me a comment just to know that you are here, leave me a sunshine emoji because I am in Texas and it's July. It's going to be July and it is hot. It is hot here. If you want to leave an actual comment, then tell me what your most anticipated read for July is. Thanks, y'all. Have a good day.